lovely job. Excellent. Thank you. Say howdy to a probably jet-lagged Corin Young shown at the bar. It's the middle of the afternoon in Corin's brain. And one more, keeping the goodwill. Let's give it up for my best friend in Macon and your best friend in Macon, Moira Glenn and Unit the back of this bar like a fucking pageant mom. Yeah. It's very exciting. All right. Well, I had a revelation recently in my therapist's office. This is something that I was surprised that I had not come up with on my own, given the longevity of the thing. But we realized, in talking about it, that in my entire adult life, I have never broken up with someone. I had to go back, I'm 46 years old. I had to go back 20 years to find a time when I had broken up with someone. Every other time, welcome to Dumpsville, population Chris Alonzo. For 20 years, I realized. And I kept going back and thinking, that can't be right. There's got to be, no. What about her? No. What about, ooh, no. And I started to really think about why this might possibly be. And I think a lot of it, I want to think of it in a positive way and think that it's, that it's not that I'm an oblivious idiot, and don't you dare say that. It's that I'm an optimist, man. I just like to believe, against all odds and available evidence and written and spoken words, that everything is going to be fine. That everything is going to turn out okay. Yeah, all right. I mean, I'm not a total fool. I haven't been totally caught off guard. I mean, I can usually feel when a relationship is about to go careening off a cliff and crash next to a rocket ship strapped to a coyote. I don't know what he was doing here. But sometimes I actually have been surprised. I remember I was dating a very talented performance artist, and I thought that we were having a very wonderful relationship, and everything was going pretty great. And we woke up and tangled in each other's arms and kissing on each other, and everything's sweet. And I was starting to gather up my stuff and make my way back home to where I lived, about an hour away. And then suddenly something triggered this enormous argument. Next thing I know, we're screaming at each other, and she's yelling and throwing things, and I'm gathering up my things. I'm like, all right, I'll go home. And she takes me to the front of her studio, these huge metal double doors, shoves me out, and then sticks her head out and yells, "See you around, Chris Alonzo," and slams the doors shut. And I was like, A, what the fuck just happened? B, that hurt. C, that was kind of awesome. That was kind of the first scene in a, if I get to have a biopic, maybe that's the first scene. Maybe that'll be a pretty good introduction to the character. I remember another time I was completely caught off guard. I was dating a lady who had a little bit of a drinking problem. And then she apparently meant to dump me, but she forgot and thought that she did, and then invited me to her birthday party. And so I show up at the birthday party with just arms full of gifts and everything, all excited, and my big, dumb, wet face. And then everyone was really surprised that I was there, and I found out why they were surprised, and that's because that's when I met her boyfriend. So sometimes I just don't know what's happening. A lot of the time, though, it is very purposeful, especially now I've gotten older. The stories have gotten quieter. It's not all that excitement. It's a lot of terrible conversations at chain restaurants where you talk through everything and you understand what has happened and you make sure that everybody's on the same page. And so I have this pain now. I have this thing now where I have to look as I'm driving on the highway and think, oh God, that's the Cracker Barrel. She told me it wasn't going to happen. That's the country buffet where she said she's going through something right now. That's the college pizza shop where she told me, it's not you, it's me. It was me. Anyway, it's a new year and I'm looking ahead to 2025 and I'm going to tell you people right now. I recognize that maybe the reason that I'm always the one kind of on the other end of this is, maybe I put up with things that I shouldn't, and maybe I stay in situations that aren't great for me, and maybe I don't like being alone, man, and sometimes I do dumb things to make sure that I'm not alone. And maybe this is a year where I can say, I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay with just being me. Because I'm fucking great. I'm a fucking wonderful, amazing person.
You got that right.
You got that right. Also, but just to keep myself honest here, because this is my new home, I've been here for just a few months and I found it very welcoming, and I love looking out and seeing so many loving, smiling faces here tonight. It's genuinely wonderful and sweet, because I have not been here that long and I definitely feel like I am home. So all y'all, I want this community to keep me honest, and I'm gonna guarantee you a year from now, I'm gonna dump somebody, y'all. And I'm gonna come here and tell y'all how I did it. Thank you guys.